Development Bank, the gateway drug to the Brics grouping seeking to replace the United States as economic and financial linchpin of the world. It's another brick in the wall. Beyond the founding members, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, everybody gets a letter, about 24 countries are either formally joining or expressing interest, including Argentina, Nigeria, and Mexico. Now, the Development Bank doesn't mean these countries are going to be colonies of China. It's mainly access to cheap loans, especially from China. So in a sense, countries are being paid to join. But once they're in, the goal of BRICS is to unite their political and economic muscle to diversify from dependence on the dollar and on the increasingly unreliable and bullying United States. So it's not quite as formal as the EU, but the goal is similar, a strong voice independent of the US. This matters because the BRICS combined are already nearly half the world's population, about 3.2 billion. Sorry, that was my cat. About 3.2 billion on the way to 4 billion with those new countries kicking the tires. Their combined GDP is 27 trillion, even in nominal terms, so that's higher than the US. And in PPP terms, that control for local prices and manipulated currencies, their economies are twice the size of the US already, and they're growing faster, so they're on their way to 3 times. So BRICS is definitely a challenge to US dominance, more than the EU will ever be. The question is, will BRICS also be a challenge to the US dollar? Because one strategic goal of BRICS is to build a currency to rival the dollar. In the near term, countries in the BRICS are more likely just to use their own currencies to replace the dollar, for inter-BRICS trade at least. Still, remember that's nearly half the world. And if they could develop a euro-like common currency, especially if China is willing to take one for the team and effectively subsidize usage of the new currency, that's what they do with the yuan, then they could be an actual contender. I think most people sort of knee-jerk dismiss poor country currencies as if they're just bad at money, but quality of a currency has nothing to do with per capita income. It's based on the prudence of monetary policy. So is the currency a good store of wealth or is it inflationary? And whether the currency is used to bully other countries on foreign policy or even domestic policy like the US does. So if BRICS were to bring in a stable currency and a non-interventionist policy, it would be a contender even for non-BRICS trade that makes up the other half of world trade. The real game changer for BRICS and the dollar, though, would be something both China and Russia have flirted with, a gold-backed currency. Russia implemented an odd kind of gold backing early in the Ukraine war, and both China and Russia have been buying gold at a furious rate for 20 years. So that's fueling speculation that they could be planning to use it to back a currency. If they do roll out a gold-backed currency, that would be one actually redeemable in gold, like you can mail your dollar and they mail you back some gold, BRICS would overnight move towards dominance over the dollar. It would become the safest store of wealth among currencies, and if you paired it with a non-interventionist foreign policy, it would be a clear winner over the dollar. In another video, I talked about consequences of a dollar collapse if this does happen, so consequences for the US economy, and a gold-backed competitor would be the fastest way to do it. Now, this is probably still years off. They're still developing systems to replace the dollar's payment rails called SWIFT, even for internal BRICS trade. Still, the writing's on the wall. As long as the US runs trillion-dollar deficits while weaponizing the dollar, there will be interest in finding or even building a replacement. And given China's deep interest and deep pockets, it's only a matter of time. All right, we'll be watching. See you next time.
He is here. And so you're going to start seeing reports of more and more people suddenly dying. And you guys should probably go and watch the swearing in of Brett Kavanaugh and the questioning that Lindsey Graham was doing during that whole thing, because you need to understand the law for what's about to come, because things are speeding up now really fast and it's gonna get crazy. Stay out of fear. Do not let fear control you. Stay in love. Good times are coming.
Week for humanitarians first. Yes, I believe they're going to be rolled out. I mean, eventually throughout the year, we're going to be getting these messages happening, and you know, when this big old nutshell cracks, it's going to, a lot of nuts are going to come out, and you know, we're going to be released, and you know, let the good times roll, right? Yep. Listen, anybody that's trying to sell you anything, be very cautious, okay? Very, very cautious. Like I said, patience is a virtue. Patience, if you just just stay silent and wait your turn, you will get noticed. Nobody's going to be missed. Your wallet will be set up. And if you want to turn it into, you're going to have so much money. I mean, Gene Decode is talking billions of dollars. Gene Decode, I value every word that comes out of his mouth. Why? Because he's connected. So is 107. He's connected. So is Michael Jaco, Scott McKay, right? They're all connected. And you got to listen to them. And they're revealing, in their roundabout way, they're doing reveals. And people are listening to them, or the people that do listen to them, as such as myself. And that's what they're saying. I mean, just you're going to get your QFS, all your your credits are going to be brought into play into your account, especially people my age and stuff like that. Apparently by the time you hit, I think it was 40, you ended up with $1 billion, or what, 30 years old, 35 years old, you ended up with $1 billion, according to what Gene Decode is saying. And if you end up with to my age, it was just 70, it's something's like 10 billion that was traded on your market. So they're the ones that had made the money. But, basically, it has to all come back. If they used my money or my trust fund throughout my lifetime, and I was not able to have connection to that, whatever I reap the benefits of whatever they've done to it. Now, they're not losing money because it's only a casino. The stock market is only a casino for the low hanging fruit and the people that want to try invest in there. If you're not part of the club, you're not making any money on it. And I believe that I'm not sure about the stock market, but I believe that the metals market, you're going to see that the physical silver is going to rule. Okay, this physical silver will rule the world. Okay. Why do I say that? Because of all the properties and the different things they can use silver for. Gold doesn't have that quality. Gold's shiny, it's beautiful, and looks really nice around the neck.
Cynthia Loomis from Wyoming, who has just confirmed that the Democrats have approved the Clarity Act, which is what we've been waiting for. And that's amazing news. And of course, Japan jumped the gun and they passed theirs before. That annoyed those in America. They were sort of playing catch up. And there's a lot of things happening. Everything is changing as we speak. And the distractions go on. You're not far away from the truth. So change is coming. We're getting very, very close to things really happening. And enjoy the journey. It's been one hell of a movie. The ending's unbelievable.
President Trump says he's watching the vote very closely and hopes that House Republicans can unify in protecting our U.S. elections from foreign interference. Okay, no offense, President Trump. I know you have a bigger plan here. But I'm not waiting around for the House Republicans to get this done. Politicians are not the answer. QPost 247. How do they stack the deck? Who do they want inside the government? What is a puppet? How do you control a puppet? Do you not understand that the government is being gutted? Bottom, middle, top. Hussein, Iran connections. What have we learned? Clearly, politicians are not the answer. And also, we the people are done with these fraudulent tabulator voting machines and the corrupt Dominion voting software that's created in Venezuela. No. We want U.S. military and ICE agents at every single polling station, at every single election going forward. We're ready for the military flex. This is going to come down to the military. Military is the only way. Politicians are not the answer.
United States military commander has just told the entire world to be on high alert for a possible World War III. Look.
I look around the globe. Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, and others are increasing their collaboration and their cooperation as their interests align against us. We see this clearly in Ukraine. While President Trump pushes for a peaceful resolution to a horrible war, China continues to fund Putin's war machine. Iran continues to supply technology and weapons. And North Korean combat troops remain in Russia on Ukraine's border. And of course, there's a confluence between Russia, Iran, and Venezuela and their dark fleet of oil tankers that is helping to fund the war. In the Arctic and the high north, we see a similar trend. Russian and Chinese vessels are conducting more and more joint patrols. Chinese icebreakers and research vessels are in Arctic waters, and their research is not for peaceful purposes. It's to gain a military advantage. Russia, meanwhile, continues testing advanced capabilities in the Barents Sea. As new shipping routes emerge and new resources are discovered, the Arctic only grows in strategic importance. And all of this comes in the midst of an increasing hybrid threat: airspace violations, GPS and GNSS interference, and the shadow fleet in the Baltic Sea threatening underwater infrastructure. In short, the Arctic and Northern Europe by extension has become a front line for strategic competition. Within NATO, Allied Command Operations, the command that SACEUR oversees, has taken steps to strengthen our deterrent posture, much of which is oriented in that northern region, here. Just over a year ago, we established Baltic Sentry, an activity to protect that critical underwater infrastructure. And this past fall, we developed Eastern Sentry to increase our agility and further integrate our air and missile defenses on the eastern flank. More recently, in just the past month, we've realigned the boundaries of our joint commands, and now Joint Force Command Norfolk brings together NATO's activities in the Arctic under one command, allowing us to better defend all allies in Europe, in the Arctic, and the strategic approaches to North America.
My name is Adam Archon, and I am a time traveler.
Adam Archon claims to be an actual time traveler from the year 2045. Adam was first featured on a video published several months ago in which he told us why he is in the year 2019. We sat down with him in person for the first time and hooked him up to a lie detector to see if he was telling the truth. Here are the results. Watch this and decide for yourself.
Hello, I am Adam Archon, and I am a time traveler from the year 2045. I have agreed to do a lie detector test with Apex TV today to prove to you that I am telling the truth. I need to prove to you that this is true so that you can take the information that I am giving you and make the world a better place. Yes, I am a time traveler from the year 2045. Yes, I do have an implanted chip in my hand known as the One. You see, when a chip is put into your hand, like it was in my case, or any part of the body, which in other cases can be, since it is a foreign object, my body was slightly rejecting it, so my hand was getting swollen. Luckily, as you can see now, the swelling has completely gone down, and everything is basically normal. Yes, it is true that aliens did land on Earth in August 2028. In fact, we have known of the existence of aliens before 2028, but it isn't until 2028 that it becomes public knowledge. Yes, it is true that time travel was released to the public in 2028, but it was invented in 1981. It was just kept secret until they released it publicly. Yes, Yolanda Renee King does become, and she is in fact noted as the greatest president of the United States. Yes, I can confirm that aliens do not come from space, but I cannot elaborate on where they come from because of the possibility of a paradox. Yes, in 2030, all of the world's countries converge into one supernation. Within the nation, 7 districts are formed. In fact, the United States becomes a state in District 3. Yes, the districts are formed and resembled as the continents once were. Yes, there in fact is an AI that governs the entire world and 10 people that monitor its decisions. The 10 people mainly monitor the AI's programming and check its morality to see if its decisions are best suited for the people. Yes, there is a single currency, and to form transactions with it, all you have to use is a chip that is implanted into your hand. Yes, there is no cash. Yes, there is an AI that is released to all of the world known as the Light. It is put into every single device, and you can ask it anything you want, and it'll give it an answer to the best of its ability. Yes, through the Avatar program, you are able to get your own avatar, connect to it from anywhere in the world, and then you can take the avatar anywhere in the world with superhuman abilities. Yes, you wear a suit to simulate yourself being the avatar, and the avatar will mimic your action. No, you can't get hurt. The avatars are nearly indestructible, but with the slight chance that they are damaged, it will not be transmitted to your body. Yes, overpopulation has become a big issue for the fact of that most people live in large cities. Many current cities will be destroyed due to rising sea levels. For one example I will give is Los Angeles. Yes, the location of it as of now is underwater in the future, but the city is practically completely relocated and there is now a new Los Angeles. In fashion, the color spectrum has greatly disappeared. You mainly just see black and white on clothes in the future. Yes, that is why I'm wearing this white shirt with my favorite black and white tie. I promise that I am a time traveler. Yes, in 2045, in full force, we are completely converging with robots. Yes, we can completely upload our mind into a robot and simulation, which we can live in forever. Yes, I have been in many of those simulations. You can visit and do anything you want. I actually prefer the past. I enjoy the history part of it instead of the fictional part of it involved with the simulations. The main reason I actually came back here was because it's around before the time that I was born. I was born December 6, 2019. Yes, I will be born later this year. Yes, in fact, I have numerous amounts of evidence, including a map of the new world. I would, in fact, be open to drawing a picture of the aliens. I can also show you some technology from the future as well. I think all the viewers out there will be really amazed with what I have to show. In the future, holographic displays replace most of regular screen displays. Yes, augmented reality is becoming big. We in fact have contact lenses that can project augmented reality for whoever is the wearer. In fact, you can link two contact lenses if two people would like to see the same thing, they can link the two contact lenses together and be seeing the same image. Yes, we have underwater cities, much like what you guys would call Atlantis today, becomes a reality in the future. Yes, we do have dinosaur zoos in the future. You can see T-Rexes, Triceratops, Velociraptors. If they existed, you can see it. Yes, people can go and visit things in the past, like to go visit the dinosaurs or major world events. They go in something that you would probably think of as a modern-day UFO. In fact, most UFO sightings in this time are future time travelers. There are people in those UFOs from the future coming back to watch past events. The UFOs have a technology to make them invisible, but at some times they can be faulty or the invisibility can fail, which leads to a UFO sighting. If anyone has any doubts or questions about what I have said, just wait and you will see that everything that I have described will come true. But I will also be happy to answer any questions anyone has.
Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our upcoming videos in which Adam showed us supposed technology from the future. And he promised to get an X-ray of the chip in his wrist. Also, we recently did an interview with a man claiming to have been to the year 3311 as part of a top-secret project. All that and much more is coming very soon. Do you think that Adam is an actual time traveler from 2045? Be sure to leave your thoughts down in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, everyone. We'll see you in the next video. Peace out.
So what does the Bible teach us about the chip in the hand? You be the judge. Thanks for watching till we meet again in the next one. Our world is changing. Is this the deep state, or is this deception and only deception to push their agenda? Comment below, like and subscribe for more.